Yo, this is the Ancient Texan. This podcast today is about values, and I hope a lot of my podcasts are about values. I want to point out a hero in America, a young hero, but has all the makings of a hero. I want to point out a scumbag party, in this case, the Democratic Party, and I'll tell you why they were a scumbag. And they do not have values that in the action they took that I want in America. Representative Peter Meijer of Michigan is my hero, and nominate him as a hero. He was a freshman representative and one of 10 Republicans that voted to impeach Trump. And he did it knowing that it's probably going to cost him his job. But he did it because he thought it was right. Well, he was in a runoff for the primary against a guy named John Gibbs. Who's John Gibbs? He's supported by Trump. And he bought into and made a big deal of Trump's big lie. He pushed Trump's big lie. Now, I'm not even nominating him for scumbag. He gets just, a runner-up liar, guy that doesn't treasure the truth. But he does not get the scumbag award. Myers had his primary in Western Michigan. And guess who helped him win? Or actually, who helped him lose? Pardon that slip. The Democratic Party ran ads with lots of money, $300,000 in ads, against John Gibbs. But these ads criticized how big a Trump supporter he was and how he bought into the big lie and he believed the election wasn't honest, and how he said the election was mathematically impossible and that there's no way that Trump could have won. So the ad was on the surface against John Gibbs, but it was actually targeted to get Trumpites to vote for him. And they did a bang up job. And they helped John Gibbs win by a percentage point over our hero of the day, Peter Meijer. Why the hell did Democrats do it? Because they thought that Peter Meijer might actually be electable and might beat the Democratic candidate. But they think that John Gibbs is so despicable and such a bad candidate that their Democratic candidate, which I don't even care who the hell it is, will beat him. That sounds like we're not looking for good people for Congress. We're just looking for Democrats. And we're going to play any sleazeball game we can to keep a good candidate out of office and make sure our partisan Democrat gets in the party. Here's what I think they should have done. They should have ran ads, honest ads, praising Peter Meijer so that there is no chance in hell that a guy like John Gibbs, gets elected. What if he beats the Democratic candidate? Is that the kind of people we want in Congress? And are we saying we don't want someone that's an honorable person that does what he thinks is right in Congress because he's a Republican? That is just sick. The the I cannot fathom the values behind that. And I am so ashamed of the Democratic Party. Of course, they've done so many things lately that I just can't stomach. I've changed my registration to be in the Green Party. I can't stomach stuff that Republicans are doing either. So don't act like this is a binary choice. It's not. It's only a binary choice because that's our brains in this country are binary. So we help the bad guys. We, meaning the Democratic Party that I used to be a part of. We promoted someone who promoted the big lie. We kicked someone in the balls that stood up to Trump, did what he thought was right, even at the risk of his job, and he still would have been okay, except the Democrats kicked him in the balls. That just doesn't seem right to me. Does not fit with my value system. I do not like underhanded tactics like that. I like things to be straightforward and honest and above board. And that is not playing the game right. Now I'm going to play a clip from Robert Myers, and I don't know, my YouTube video will probably kick this off, and maybe Anchor, who knows, because I'm going to put the camera on here and hope that we pick up the whole thing.
Republican Congressman Peter Meijer of Michigan congratulating Trump-backed opponent John Gibbs, who narrowly defeated Meijer in this week's Republican primary.
This was a hard-fought race, decided by less than 4,000 votes out of over 100,000 cast. It was, a long race, but a race that John ran very well. Just want to now officially send my congratulations and wish you the best of luck and all that is to come.
Meijer was one of the 10 House Republicans who voted to impeach Donald Trump, and his opponent received a major late-inning fundraising boost from Democrats. Joining us now for his first television interview since the primary is Republican Congressman Peter Meijer of Michigan. Congressman Meijer, you fought the good fight. You represented your constituents and your conscience and defended democracy, but you came up short in this partisan primary. It was close. Less than 4,000 vote margin separated you from your opponent. So do you think that the Democratic Congressional Committee's major ad buy in the last week of the campaign made the decisive difference in your primary?
Good morning, John. And I'll be honest, it's impossible to know. I can Monday morning quarterback all day long. I'm not here to whine about the DCCC coming in and meddling, but just to point out that any party that pretends to have a set of principles, any party that pretends to have a set of values, and that comes in and boosts exactly the same type of candidate that they claim is a threat to democracy, don't expect to be able to hold on to that sense of self-righteousness and sanctimony. Don't expect to have Republicans who will look at that and say, I know I'm going to get heat from my own side. I never expected the other side to as well double down in a cynical ploy to put forward the candidate they think is less electable. I think the challenge in this moment, and this is not why I want to complain about my own defeat, I lost, that's on me, but is to say, what type of a system are we going to have if candidates step forward and realize that they can just be ejected by both sides of the aisle? that there's no incentive to try to be a productive member, that you will never find any semblance of comfort or safety in doing the job, that it all will come down to partisan benefit, no matter what the consequence.
That's the point I really want to get
Okay,
to, because
he says it pretty well.
those
You were
who
just
work
listening to
from
who I
these
think is
partisan
a hero.
extremes don't.
And I think we need a few heroes, and I think we need to step up and point it out when either party doesn't do what they should do, that doesn't have a set of values and principles when they move forward. Because I cannot come up with any principle that makes it okay what the Democratic Party did for Myers. Anyway, that's the ancient Texan's opinion. And I think each of us have to always ask ourselves what our values are, and are we following them despite the consequences? Should take us a lifetime to figure it out and get it right, but it's something we ought to be always working on. This is the Ancient Texan. I hope you have a good one. Namaste.